This show furnished by Karl Gerber and Employment Lawyers Group.
The judge is here to listen to your case, I'm biased to listen to your case,
This is the Karl Gerber Workplace Lawyer Show. I'm Karl Gerber, a real workplace lawyer. I hope everybody is okay today. It's been a wild week. People have been outside doing all kinds of crazy things, like breathing air. Last week, we had a great show about hot rods, retro drag racing, and cruising on Van Nuys Boulevard. You can listen to it on the Karl Gerber with a K channel on YouTube. Some cool guys called in, like a legend of hot rodding and a racer from the San Fernando drag strip. Since that show went over pretty well, I thought maybe I'd turn this show over to the live callers and see what we get. Who knows? Maybe the ghost of Carol Shelby will call in. Great. Somebody has just walked up in back of me and covered my eyes. If I were wearing glasses, there'd be spot marks all over my lenses.
Guess who?
Although your voice is high, you aren't an American woman. I wonder who got that one. At any contingency rate, from the sound of the incredibly annoying voice, I'd have to say it's no other than Father Rishi Yodinski. That's Father Rye for short.
Right on, Mr. Gerber. That's right on top of the bacon. Are you excited to see me?
You're still covering my eyes? But gosh, if you're wearing merman leggings and a yod, the square-shaped surfboard top covering, I think I'll keep my eyes clothed.
I am. That's my livery. But tonight, since it was a hot day, I am wearing a lot of fur.
Hey, Zeus, our Taurus he is. I thought that stuff was outlawed. A white mink trench coat with a grilled sash? And you're supposed to be a man of a cloth.
My adhesives put together all of their small change and bought the world's most famous funeral director a new coat. I do declare it's a fitting color for summer.
Oh, at least you aren't wearing the sandals with the straps you have to hold up underneath your armpits.
No, because tonight we're going out.
I've got this radio show to do. Besides, I sort of don't know if I want to be, how do I say it? Seen in public with a man wearing merman leggings and the rest of your getup?
This hip, my brother.
I can't get sick this week. I've got a lot of depositions over in Century City. It'll take a few hours to get over Beverly Glen from Sherman Oaks.
If you wear one of these there hats, Father Rishi Yodinski guarantees you'll be okay. And if you aren't, I hope you don't end up on my embalming table.
What hats? Is there some weird thing in that box that might make me itch?
Take your pick.
My word! Must I?
These are both new, unused, unworn, unlaced, undandruff fit hats. If you thought you might come down with measles or even worse, rigor mortis, it ain't like I took these off no corpse.
There's no way I'm wearing this here mushroom-shaped artificial mink hat. It'll make me look like a bloated skunk.
It's nothing to me. I'll wear the mushroom. We might have to tampoon it. It's been sitting for a day. It's ever-growing berber. That's actually nylon. It's a model for guys who want to be discreet.
I won't be caught dead next to someone wearing an ever-growing berber toupee that's actually nylon, even if it's more hat. I mean bloated mushroom shape.
Would you like to wear the fez?
We're not leaving the studio.
You were all off blabbing about cruising on the boulevard last week, and there's a cruise tonight in your honor. They all loved your show.
Why haven't I heard about this?
I'm the emissary. The Easter Bunny is going to be driving my vintage hearse and everything.
Oh, this is not the kind of company I'd like to keep.
You insulting the cruisers?
No, it's you and the dentist from episode 53 who thinks he's the Easter Bunny I'm referring to.
Somebody's gonna be there. I know you are. I can't say dime, can I? Somebody you want to see?
Who? Maybe Andy Kaufman?
Even better! Myron Alfombra, pronounced Matting, but spelled... How's it spelled? M apostrophe N apostrophe M?
He's really going to be there?
He wants to apologize to you for trying to overthrow a foreign nation with one ever-growing berber toupee that's actually nylon that will be left for a fortnight times 88 to grow wildly without being tampooned 16 times a day.
We're the cruise night. If I'm going to be able to have a word with Myron Alfombra, pronounced Matting but spelled M&M, let's go!
I've got my struts out back.
We are looking at a black, I would say white and black, two-tone, 73 Stutz Blackhawk. She's white with a white interior and a lung on her rear fender in the front. How is that rear? I think that's front. I think the interior might be white mink, just like Father Rishi's trench coat. The grill of the ride says mortuary science on top of the embalmer symbol. The license plate reads Rishi. Father Rishi, are we going to be in a parade or something in this weird ride of yours?
If you keep your affairs on and I keep the bloated mushrooms on, we won't catch a cold and end up on somebody's embalming table.
You know, I've got a lot of listeners. What if one of them recognizes me? They might want Remus Helm's cell number or something.
You've got Remus Helm's cell phone number? Can we ring-a-ding-ding him right now? We could invite him for drinks at Tiny Nailers. I bet a lot of my adhesives will be down there about this time before they do the purge session.
Has anyone purged in this car? Have you?
That's not permitted. That'll be messed up. That'll mess up the mink interior. I just lean out the window and try to purge as far away from the 18 coats of lacquer as possible.
Where are we going anyway? We're heading south on the 405. We'll be in Long Beach in no time. I thought we were going cruising on Van Nuys Boulevard.
I'm taking you to the new cruise scene on Crenshaw.
Where?
Gardena, baby.
Well, Myron Alfombra, pronounced Matting, but spelled M&M, does tend to appear in weird places like that.
Okay, we're here.
Where? We're in a deserted, blighted business section of Crenshaw Boulevard. Where is the cruising?
They'll come. We're early. We've got to kick it with the salami boots hanging out the window. And if you want, you can recline the mink seats and pretend you're in a dental chair.
I'm not sure I want to wait in this two-tone Stutz Blackhawk with white mink interior and you wearing the blown-up mushroom hat.
Put on the fez. You'll feel better. You'll blend right in.
Blend right into what?
The adhesives and Pepto-Bismol. Hey, look. There's a guy riding a lowrider bike over there. I think it's about to happen.
He's holding a paper bag in his right hand. I'm pretty sure there's a bottle in there. He's pedaling our way. It's like he's stepping on it.
Yeah, he's probably a messenger from Myron Alfombra, pronounced Matting, but spelled M''N''M. He'll tell us when he's going to be here.
Hey, what you fools doing here? You gonna get mugged.
If you want to steal this here Blackhawk, go for it. I don't think there's any way you could chop it up and sell it without it being known this is Father Rishi Yodinski's embalming mobile.
No shang do. He's Father Rishi Yodinski. Hey, you Karl Gerber workplace lawyer? I've talked to you before.
Your voice is sort of familiar. Were you the roll-off driver over at my construction site in Studio City?
No way, man. I don't do none of them big things. You patched me in on episode 39 when Brendan Goose was on your show.
Oh, yeah. You're JOJO.
Yeah.
You were supposed to tell us what was in the tiny zippers and the miniature pallets that held something like that.
No, you wanted to know the name of my employer. I told you that was way outside my pay grade. None of us, we're not privy to that. You knew Kopi Luwak coffee beans were in those tiny zippers.
Right, after the civet cat excreted them and after the beans were cleaned. You're listening to the Karl Gerber Workplace Lawyer Show. I can't wait to hear what JoJo has to say when we come back in just a minute.
Oh, here you sit, wondering why the heck you decided to go to mortuary school. The judge is here to listen to your case, unbiased.
Talk Radio 790 KBC. You're listening to Karl Gerber Workplace Lawyer Show. I'm Karl Gerber, and I'm a real workplace lawyer. I have absolutely no idea why I'm in a 73 Stutz with Father Rishi Yodinski down here on Crenshaw Boulevard in Gardena, and some guy has approached us on a bike named JoJo.
What you fools doing in this neighborhood with those weird hats? I know you're going to shoot a music video.
Actually, I think that's Father Rishi Yodinski's thinking cap. The fez on the seat, he keeps trying to get me to wear it.
You too funny.
Isn't there supposed to be cruise night here? I also heard Myron Alfombra pronounced matting, but spelled M&M is supposed to be here.
Whoa, that's heavy. Myron Alfombra pronounced matting and spelled. How is it? NPR? I don't know about none of that dip. I am gonna go back to my apartment and drink this here Colt 45.
Tell Brandon Goose I wish him the best, JoJo.
You don't gotta do none of that. He's going out and lay himself a golden egg.
Well, that's great. I hope he gets off it someday and finds the time to hang out with you and drink those Colt 45s.
Me too, like old times. That'd keep my cell bill straight at least.
I didn't know it was a toll call for you to call Brandon Goose from here.
It ain't. Did you know Cindy D is back at Underground Operators? It's $9.99 a minute to talk to her, but boy, is it worth it. She always get me there. Even if I'm down on a case of these here Colt 45s, I tell my girl I've got to go to the bathroom, and when I come back in the room, she asks, how could I have, you know, when I am 3/4 the size of Remus Helms and nothing gonna make it go. I need a fix because I am going down. Cindy D's better than them little purple F-150 shaped pills.
Yeah, JoJo, I think that's enough. Go enjoy the Colt 45 and Cindy D's sexy voice.
What was all that about? The nerve of that kid two-timing on Cindy D? Does he have any idea how many men would die to hear her voice right about now?
Look, Father Rye, why are we here? There ain't no cruise night. I think we're in the wrong place at the wrong time. I don't want to be doing any Lemur stances tonight and leaping on the hood of this ride of yours.
You saying this place dead? It will pick up. Maybe in the meantime we go over to the liquor store over there, buy a pre-mixed drink, wait, take a look in the glove compartment. I might have some crazy straws. We could drink. We could be drinking brass monkeys or daiquiris and enjoying this summer night, working on our tans with the sunroof over.
I've got to cover a depot tomorrow in Century City. It might be better if we went home.
Man, I can't get you to just kick it with me in a desert in a deserted business district on Crenshaw? Okay, I lied about the cruising.
Then why are we here?
I figured there might be some action down here. I mean, this is Crenshaw Boulevard in Gardena.
What kind of action? A 3% upcharge on check cashing? Couldn't you have picked somewhere better like the Sunset Strip?
Wait! Look over there. We've got to be on the move.
There's a woman pushing a 2-wheel basket of 99-cent store bags.
I think we're on to something.
Looking for what?
Labor law violations.
I don't want to trail this woman. She might think we're harassing her.
Look at the way those bags were packed. Can't you just tell whoever packed them missed their 10-minute rest break?
Now, wait a minute. Now that you've pointed that out, I think we're on to something.
We'll slow down. Park over here in front of the payday lender and we'll resume once she's crossed the street.
Just maybe if we lose her, we can cruise around in front of these mostly deserted storefronts and tire shops and see if we can detect the labor violation.
Now you're talking.
Hey, do you see that man over there? I'm pretty sure that he's suffering a cervical fracture. He had one at work, and his employer failed to furnish the name and phone number of the company's workers' compensation carrier.
What are you going to do?
I can't be soliciting business, but I can call out my phone number on the air. 877-525-0700 if you suffered a real workplace injury. 877-525-0700 if you were denied a 10-minute rest break. 877-525-0700 if you need a real workplace lawyer to sue your employer.
Look, he's running towards that phone booth. Do you think he's calling your office?
No, he's dialing 911. He thinks we're about to pinch him.
I'll wave at him. Good evening, sir. It's Father Rishi Yodinski. If you want to become one of my adhesives, you'll get a 10% discount on any furniture, on any future embalming needs. I'm a dingbat. No, that's not a threat. I really am a funeral director, and this is my lawyer.
I'm not his lawyer, but he is a reputable businessman. His whole religious thing and the Rishi in his name, I'm not so sure about. Have a good evening. Yes, if you'd like, you can take a picture of the Stutz. I don't know if it's been in a movie or not. Probably.
Woo-wee! That was a close call. I can't be getting arrested. I'd lose my embalming license.
Could we just go back to the KBC station?
Okay, I'll turn off the high grill. We'll just coast on over here by the curb and run the 7.5 liter without my salami boots on the accelerator. If you see something that might be a labor violation in any of those shops, let me know.
The 24-karat gold-plated trim on this ride certainly makes us inconspicuous. If, for instance, there's some supervisor going for a little unwitnessed sexual harassment, he's going to stop when he sees your 18-karat gold-plated headlamp shining.
I never thought of that.
That's odd. Oh, look at that store. There's a bunch of people in with aprons. They're lining up in front of that man. Do you see what I see through that blacked out shop window?
I am pretty sure he's their manager.
Could be. What are they giving him? Oh my, I think we're onto a massive labor law violation.
This is exciting, Karl. This is exciting! Karl Gerber, workplace lawyer, just witnessed a labor violation. How do you know?
It's the aprons.
Have you ever seen a carpenter show up with an apron? It's like, does he work in a restaurant? I've never seen a carpenter wear an apron. not a tool belt, an apron. Totally weird.
Those aren't carpenters lining up.
Then what are they? Oh, I know. They're people.
Yes, they are people.
Oh, no! I think the guy in there saw us. Ah!
I wouldn't worry about it. I'm sure they have no idea who we are.
Can't you hear what's going? Can't you hear what's coming out? Can't you hear what's coming out the car radio? Surrounded in burled walnut? We're broadcasting this whole thing on the Stutz moving transmitter.
Yikes! I thought the antenna on the truck was like a relic of the 80s.
It's for the 6-inch dash television. Check it out. Color. Also, the antenna's used when I am transmitting my weekly radio address on the Embalmer's network.
Look, all those people in the aprons. They're walking to the back of the building.
What's going on?
Oh, they're waiters and waitresses. They just gave their tips to the manager at the Chinese restaurant in violation of Labor Code Section 351, and they're off shift now. Don't you know? Tips are the property of that wait staff.
Yes. And all the manager gave them in return are the fortunes from the fortune cookies left on tables, discarded in restroom garbage cans, half eaten by little babies, chewed by toddlers, and spit out. Sort of like what I do to my adhesives.
That's a great analogy. Let's bust this little illegal tip pooling operation.
How are we going to do this? Heavens to beeswax! I forgot the sledgehammer. How are we supposed to bust down the glass store front door and make a citizen's arrest?
Easy now, my good funeral director.
I know. We'll call the labor commissioner and leave an anonymous tip.
All right. Actually, what are we supposed to do about this? Unless one of these people calls my office at 877-525-0700 and becomes a client, I don't have any standing to get involved in this legal squabble.
Say your number again in case the wait staff didn't hear. We need them to call your office right now.
Normal business hours would be better, 877-525-0700 to sue for an employer taking your pay. That's 877-525-0700 for a case involving tip stealing. 877-525-0700 for my law firm.
What are we going to do now? Nobody's calling your office.
Well, since we're here like two fools in a flashy Stutz cruising for labor law violations, how would we know if someone called my office?
I've got it! I'll just waltz in there in my Myron leggings, the yard, and bloated mushroom-shaped ever-growing fake mink hat that is actually nylon and tell that manager to give back those tips to the waitstaff. And if he doesn't, I won't embalm him properly if his corpse happens to land up in San Gabriel and he happens to need my services one day because he's all leaking bodily fluids after scavenging around in those trash cans for fortune cookie sayings.
This is Talk Radio 790 KBC, the Karl Gerber Workplace Lawyer Show. We'll be back in a minute from the streets of Gardena.
Oh, here you sit, wondering why the heck you decided to go to mortuary school. The judge is here to listen to your case,
You are listening to Talk Radio 790 KBC. This is the Karl Gerber Workplace Lawyer Show. I'm a real workplace lawyer, and I'm here in Crenshaw Boulevard cruising for labor law violations with Father Rishi Yodinski, and I think we've just come on to a big one. Hey, Father Rye, we've got to be more inconspicuous. Give me the fez.
I just knew I'd get you to wear the fez sooner or later.
I'm going to have a chat with that manager.
This is exciting. Father Yod
is standing on the curb doing jumping jacks in a bloated mushroom, faux mink hat, retro blaxploitation flick, white mink trench coat, merman leggings, and salami boots. This is one of the odder things I've ever seen.
You've seen weirder things.
I'll have to get back to you on that one.
I am warming up in case there's action.
I'll text you in trouble. I'm gonna go in.
Where's Karl Gerber, workplace lawyer? I can't keep warming up. I've been standing out here so long, I can't hold it anymore. Where can I go? I ain't peeing on my gold-plated rims. I'll be an ostrich's nephew. I see him up on the roof. He's crouching down like he's gonna take a... No, he wouldn't be. Woo-wee. I was worried for a minute. I mean, I could do that now, but it's like a Russian dance. But he's leapt up into the air. He knocked that Chinese guy down. How's he gonna get off that roof? Oh no. He's jumping into the Stutz. He's gonna pop my rear couch if he makes it through the moonroof. Is it a moonroof? Or a sunroof? I never thought about that.
Father Rye! Get back in the Stutz and get us out of here!
I do declare! They're firing at my gold-plated lamps!
How fast does this baby go?
I don't know. I don't want to rattle the bling on the grill. It might just fall down into the gutter, get washed away to the Salton Sea.
That's not a pretty thought.
They're gaining on us. What do we do?
We're being followed by a vintage milk truck. It might be going 30 miles an hour.
Oh, my gosh. What do you suggest I do?
Seriously, step on it. You're going 25 miles an hour.
We're on a skill zone. I don't want to send any children to the embalmers.
It's Sunday night. Read the sign. It's like an employment law. Read the whole thing or you might miss something.
Speed limit 25 miles per hour? When children are present? I never knew that.
Father Rye, you've literally stopped. Do we have to be overtaken by a vintage milk truck?
Let the embalmer's mobile go!
Yeah, is it gonna go? Yeah, that's more like it!
Now that we're 100 feet away from that milk truck, can we stop and you'll tell me what happened back there?
Let's do that when we're a little further than 100 feet.
They've lost us.
Let's get this piece of luxury inside somewhere it can't be seen.
Now, if you want me to shrink it up into tiny pieces like I do to my adhesives and chew it, I most certainly will not. This car has been in the family a whole 7 years.
Now, let's get into this parking lot garage of the employment lawyers group Gardena and get out of sight.
Now that we're all cozy in this here parking garage, can you tell me what happened?
I went into that restaurant and confronted the manager. I suggested we mediate the dispute. He agreed, and then he called up one of those mediators who paces in front of that tiny little hair salon on Santa Monica Boulevard we heard about in episode 57 where they have the big toe wash lady and all.
Of course! The mediators who stand around in trench coats in front of the shop and mediate the price of every haircut. Now that's a business.
I wasn't so sure about that kind of a mediator. I mean, seriously, what mediators pace in front of a tiny salon that gives big toe massages and negotiates the price of a dye job?
Is that what they do?
Yes.
I never knew that. And I get my hair cut every week.
You don't have any hair.
I don't?
You're totally bald.
Well, I'll be darned. You're right. They always say it's going to be more to cut my hair because it's so thick. I say their price sounds too high. They call in the mediator, and I end up getting a better deal.
I'm not sure. Who's stupider?
Domus. Definitely Domus.
It's Dumas, the mediator who came in on the scene to mediate the tip-stealing scheme. He got everyone all riled up. He started yelling at the restaurant manager, calling him all kinds of names. I thought he'd gone too far. He said it's all part of the mediation privilege.
Did he fire back?
Yes, the manager did. He smashed open a display case in the restaurant and took out these iron fists.
All over what the mediator said?
I think so. He was pretty calm before the mediator started in. He'd realized the errors of his ways. He wanted to negotiate a quick resolution. I had my concerns that the wait staff might not, they might get lowballed on account of the dispute being so new.
I've been holding it in a long time. It's going to start leaking through my merman leggings.
Okay, I keep an old F-150 in this garage just in case I have to make a supply run in the South Bay. I know where there's a portable potty in the neighborhood. We'll drive over there and I'll tell you the rest of the story after you're a little more, relieved.
As long as it doesn't make me laugh. Oh, boy, this is just like a blaxploitation movie, just like the very first one. Boy, are you a sweet badass.
The water sound was the fountain. It was a sound in the Chinese restaurant. It wasn't you doing whatever you did in that portable potty.
Oh, shuckle sticks of popsicle. What about the iron fists?
That mediator was so incompetent. He got the manager so riled up, He cracked open the display case and got out the iron fists.
What happened to the manager?
Lemur lunged him. He would have knocked the mediator's face off.
Oh, boy, bling! Just like when you were Captain Lemur Eyes. Did he get hurt?
No, I just knocked the wind out of him. I figured the mediator would take the cue and leave.
Did he?
And the mediator pulled out an iPad with a gun app and started going off on the restaurant manager.
Golly beeswax, that's super dude inappropriate. Did you get any pictures for social media?
I didn't have time. The manager lunged for the iron fists. I grabbed them and ran up the stairs. There wasn't anywhere else for me to go.
Wait a minute. Who was chasing us?
The mediator.
Why was he chasing us?
A lot of times mediators chase down the parties if they walk out on a mediation.
He thought he could still reach a settlement after all this?
I guess.
Then who was the Chinese guy on the roof you Lemur lunged?
Yeah, that was strange. He was just up there. There was something odd about his hair. I got a closer look and I realized he was wearing a mask. I don't even think he's Chinese. I'm also pretty sure he was wearing an ever-growing Berber toupee that's actually nylon. It was the jet black model.
Oh, that's a very popular ever-growing Berber toupee that is actually nylon. But I've heard it leaks ink. I mean toner.
This is the Karl Gerber Workplace Lawyer Show that you're listening to. It's heard every week at this time, 7 to 8 on Sundays. We're talking with Father Rishi Yodinski, who has been on other episodes. We're referring to many episodes you could catch on the Karl Gerber with a K channel on YouTube. Hopefully you are live streaming. But if you'd like to talk to me about any type of labor law case during the week, I'd like to hear from you at 877-525-0700 if it involves unpaid wages of any kind, if it involves a termination of employment. I'd like to also hear about that at 877-525-0700. If you have a case that you're aware of and you want to refer me to one of your friends or family members, that works too. Maybe a younger family member is going through some sexual harassment or something unpleasant at work. That's what I really deal with during the week at 877-525-0700. I've been practicing labor law representing employees since 1993. I've done thousands of cases, and I have about 15 offices in California. And, you know, I don't really like to hang around with goofballs like Father Rishi Yodinski here looking for labor law violations that I hope I can solve. I have to solve so many during the week for my clients as it is. So everyone, we'll be back in just a few minutes and find out more of what's going on with Father Rishi, as he's called for short. He is an embalmer by trade, but he also has some kind of a weird religious thing going, and he's not Indian at all, but he's taken that Rishi name. So this is Talk Radio 790 KBC, the Karl Gerber Workplace Lawyer Show.
Oh, here you sit, wondering why the heck you decided to go to mortuary school.
M790 KABC.
The judge is here to listen to your case,
Talk Radio 790 KBC. This is the Karl Gerber Workplace Lawyer Show. I am Karl Gerber. My comments on the commercials are purdy paintbrushes are one of my favorites. And the guests, Remus Helms, give me extreme pain, including the Father Rishi Yodinski. I've got to work tomorrow. I'm not sure where this goes, Father Rishi. I guess we could circle back to the restaurant and see if calmer minds might now prevail.
You're going to use that mediator after he almost got killed by the restaurant manager?
No, I'm going to try to reach a compromise with the restaurant manager myself. I'm pretty sure we'll make more progress than that idiot mediator who usually mediates the price of the free big toe wash and hair trim.
Am I supposed to wait here? Be like the getaway driver?
Yeah, that's a good idea. Once again, I'll text you if there's trouble.
Now, why didn't you do that last time?
I kept saying, "Hey, Siri," and it kept getting confused. This time I'll have to try to use my fingers.
Now you do that now. Wow, I bet Cindy Day's using her fingers right now.
Wait a minute. Do you see all those restaurant workers cramming into that 15-passenger van back there?
Let me pull out my opera glasses. Yes, I do declare I see a queue of apron individuals unsafely piling into a van that most likely is leaking oil. There aren't enough seat belts for all of them. Maybe I better give them a warning.
Okay, you do that, and I'll try to make contact with the restaurant manager on my cell. There's a couple of pieces of 2-inch thick rebar in the bed of the truck. Maybe you should take some just in case.
I went over there and started a real nice conversation with those workers, asking them if they got out to do the usual sightseeing over here in Gardena like Sam's Club, the Target, Nissan Foods.
What about United Parcel Service?
UPS? I can't believe I forgot UPS.
Well, what did they tell you? They spent a lot of their time sightseeing over at Sam's Club, but not Nissan Foods?
No, they said they weren't allowed to go out.
They weren't allowed to go out? Why were all of them piling into the same van?
They were going back to the laundry room the owner let them sleep in.
You know what? I think we've uncovered a slave labor operation.
The only thing they have to lose is their shackles. Let's mow that van down with the F-150. I'll get in the bed and swing rebar at them if they don't stop. No, even better. I'll take off my Mervyn leggings and make lycra ropes out of them.
Not the leggings.
Yeah, these are my best ones anyway.
Oh, no wonder the manager seems so eager to make a deal and get rid of me.
Do you think we should call in the big gun?
Well, who's the big gun?
Remus Helms. He's the most important man in Sun Valley, California. He's got 14 inches of endowment.
How in the world is he going to solve this dilemma we just happened to stumble across cruising in a 1973 Stutz Blackhawk while cruising the deserted streets of Gardena looking for labor law violations?
I've been chewing all these adhesives. Is it okay if I spit them out in this truck? You say it's hauled more than 200 cubic yards of garbage over its life.
There's a dumpster back there in the parking lot over by the oil leaking van. Go do your purging, chewing, spitting, whatever it is over there.
It's all overgrown in there. There's a wet web of nylon taking over the entire garbage can. It's not lo mein.
Let me see. My word! Those aren't lo mein noodles. They look like lo mein, but they definitely, unequivocally are ever-growing berber that's actually nylon.
What is the meaning of all of this?
I'm going to place a call to Remus Helms merely for the purposes of obtaining some vital statistics. Yes, this is Karl Gerber. No, I didn't get you 200.1 million when your general got infringed. You don't have to thank me. These guests you keep supplying me with every week, oh, how are they? Each one is loonier than the last. Listen, we've got a problem over here. I'm in a dicey part of Gardena, Remus Helms. I need to know more about the customers at Fa. That's F-A Chinese restaurant. Yes, that's F-A Chinese restaurant. You're going to appear on the show next week? You're able to appear on the show next week? Oh my God, listeners, guess who's going to be on the show next week? No other than Remus Helms, the most important man of Sun Valley, California, and Fontana. Yeah, okay. The customers of Fa Chinese restaurant, you say they're mostly liberals. Oh, that explains everything.
Liberals? How does that explain everything?
Elementary, my dear Father Rishi Yodinski. Obviously, they're being served with fake lo mein noodles that are actually strands of ever-growing berber that is actually nylon. Say, just like those strands that make up the ever-growing berber toupee that's actually nylon and must be tampumed 16 times a day to keep it at bay. Once ingested, these strands expand. They grow and grow and grow at a faster rate than Remus Helms. I can't say. If the strands go untreated for a few weeks, I suspect the cause would be
a ruptured gastrointestinal perforation, also known as ruptured bowel, and maybe even death.
Indeed.
But what's with the slave labor?
Obviously a diabolic associate of the evil Myron Alfombra, pronounced Matting but spelled M&M, has been enlisted. Come on! The kind of man who would cause liberals to ingest ever-growing berber that's actually nylon is not exactly on the up and up.
I do suspect such a horrible human being would be involved in a variety of criminal enterprises, syndicates, operations, diabolic plots.
Indeed.
How does the mediator fit in?
He was just a bad mediator caught in the middle.
Caught in the middle of an ever-growing berber that is actually nylon, a fool in the center of shredded up for fortunes.
Seriously, though, it's pretty low for that manager to be taking those tips.
From what I've learned, pumping and embalming fluid, there's always a MO for one's lifestyle.
What is it here? Wait, I'm getting a text from the mediator. Oh, this is ridiculous. No, I most certainly won't agree to the terms of that settlement.
What is it? What is it? What terms?
The manager will agree to give the tips back if half of them are donated to the Trump 2020 campaign office for doctors who treat the health effects of black lung.
I am pretty sure they call that a conflict of interest.
To be continued. Who knows when and who knows why? Will the slave waitstaff of Fa Chinese restaurant be freed? Will the mediator further incense the parties? Who was the not Chinese man on the rooftop with the ink jet ever-growing Berber toupee that is actually nylon? Why is Father Rishi Yodinski always so close but so far away from Myron Alfombra, pronounced Matting but spelled M&M? Inquiring minds may never find out on the Karl Gerber Workplace Lawyer Show, heard every Sunday night from 7 to 8 on this station. Next week, it's just come in that Remus Helms, the most important man of Sun Valley, California, and Fontana, who I did not get $200.1 million for when his genital got infringed, is going to be on the show next week. I can only imagine what he's going to talk about. I think it has something to do with all of those earthquakes, the little tiny ones we've been hearing about in Fontana, about 100 of them in just a 1 week period of time, where his worldwide distribution center is, which is far bigger than any other distribution center in Fontana, California. But in the meantime, if you have a real labor law case, you're working in a warehouse and not being paid or being mistreated, I'd like to hear from you at 877-525-0700. If you have any labor law case, 877-525-0700 for a real workplace lawyer. This is the Karl Gerber Workplace Lawyer Show on Talk Radio 790 KBC. We'll be back next week at this time. Catch up on YouTube on the Karl Gerber with a K channel on YouTube.
This show furnished by Karl Gerber and Employment Lawyers Group.